Join me as we go beyond the mic, where we interview someone different each week. I'm your host, Sam McBride. Today we are here with my friend and neighbor, Matt Dickey. Matt is a videographer and has his own YouTube channel, MattyD Movies. He has agreed to come onto the show to talk about how he got into videography. Thanks for joining me here, Matt. How are you feeling right now? Because if I'm being honest, I'm feeling quite nervous.
I'm feeling great, man. This is my third ever podcast.
Really?
You know, maybe the most professional one ever so far, but I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to see your questions.
Well, I'm excited too, but also really nervous. But so Matt, what do you do for a living? Like, where do you work?
I am a freelance videographer. I make movies for a bunch of different people. I got a couple different contracts going on right now. Mm-hmm. Doing some work for this company in the United States called Beanstalk. It's a financial app, like Simple. Mm-hmm. I'm working on a 12-part documentary for Fight for the Cure, which is a white-collar boxing event in Ottawa. And
oh yeah, I saw one of your videos about that.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm doing a full documentary this year for that. And then I do random videos here and there. I do some real estate, and then sometimes my friends hit me up to make some videos, and yeah. Hopefully just landed a couple TV commercials, so we'll see how that goes.
That's sick. Yeah. Are you an entrepreneur of sorts, or?
Yeah, I don't like to use that label so much, but I like to think myself as an entrepreneur. Work for myself. Mm-hmm. It's very, very rewarding, but it's tough. It's tough to be an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. I think Kevin O'Leary has a line, says the most addicting drug in the world is the biweekly paycheck, because it offers you safe and security week after week. But when you're working for yourself, sometimes you go a month and a half without getting a paycheck, and you gotta really work to get your next one.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of scary.
Stressful.
If you think about it too. Yeah.
Definitely a little bit stressful.
Mm-hmm. So when you were 16, you knew you wanted to be a videographer?
No, definitely not. I started making movies when I was probably your age, like 13, 14,
really?
Maybe even a little bit younger. Mm-hmm. Just doing the classic ski edits of that sort. So made a lot of those with my friends when we were younger. Mm-hmm. And then, stopped doing it for a while. And then I remember being in first year university in my res room, and I got really into YouTube again. I was really into YouTube when I first started popping off, and then I stopped watching it. And then I got back into it in first year, and I remember watching these different guys make all these videos and thinking damn, I think I could do this. I think I could definitely do this.
I see you made it happen.
Yeah, definitely made it happen a little bit, It's slow, it's hard, but working my way up the ladder.
Yeah. So after high school, where did you go to study, and what did you study?
I went to Carleton University to study finance because that's what my parents said I should do.
Did you agree with them at that point?
No, I really wanted to do computer science, but they had a different vision of what they thought I should do. So I went into finance and didn't learn a whole lot. Got through it, but finance is a good degree. Definitely learned how to work hard, because those upper year finance classes get real taxing, real time consuming.
Yeah.
And you got to do a lot of math. But if you're good at practice and a little perseverance, it's not too bad. But I wish I did computer programming, because after university I went to work at this consulting company called PwC, which is one of the big 4 financial companies in North America, and I hated every minute of it. And then me and my friends decided to start a podcast company.
Ooh.
It's called Listen, and we worked on that for 2 years. It failed, But after that, that's kind of when I really got into doing videography full time.
Yeah, that's really nice. And what did you do for your time after university/college? Did you persevere anything, like your financial, or did you just totally like ditch that?
Well, so right after university, I worked at PwC for about a year, and then decided that this is terrible and I want to do not for me at all. I got to do something else. So that's when we went and started that company called Listen.
Yeah.
And then after working on that for 2.5, I think maybe even 3 years, I stopped doing that. And then that's when I went into real estate videography. Real estate was my first niche.
So what happened to Listen? Like, what was your process to go through it?
You know, startups are created by people that really want to build things. You just want to build something awesome.
And I see by the amount of time that you worked on it that you really wanted it.
We really wanted to build something awesome. But the problem with building something that you think is really awesome is that other people might not think it's that awesome. So if you really want to start a company, you need to solve a really big problem.
Yeah.
And in the startup world, that's what they like to call painkillers. You know, you don't want to solve a vitamin issue. People don't really care that much about vitamins. But if they're in a lot of pain, they want that painkiller. And they want that solution to their hardcore problem. And we just didn't have a good enough problem to go solve. So it didn't work out.
Oh, well, yeah, that's unfortunate. But, I mean, not everything goes to plan. And you can see that maybe it was a sign to do something else. Maybe not now, but maybe in the future.
Exactly.
So when did you learn videography?
Well, you know, like I always learned it at a young age. Like I said, when I was like 13, 14, starting to do those ski edits, just working in iMovie. You know, when you start videography, I think the most important part is to take whatever camera you have, point it at something you want to take a video about, and then go edit that video. There's not too much to it. You can't overthink it too much. So yeah, we just started in the backyard and at the ski hill, just making little videos just for fun with our friends. We didn't really know what we were doing. It was just like a cool thing to do at the time.
Yeah, that's what me and my friend would do. We would like get our tripods, go to each other's houses, whip out our phones, put the phones in the tripod, just kind of record or whatever.
What kind of videos were you making?
We were making kind of whatever we saw on YouTube when we were watching that day. We would first watch YouTube and see what we should make by what's on our For You page.
Cool. That's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah. Didn't end up for me, but now he's sitting at like a solid 1.2K subscribers.
Damn.
So, I mean,
it's more than me.
Yeah, it worked out for him. He doesn't put so much effort into it, but it's still some effort. But and then your YouTube channel, how does that work? Like, how can you balance your YouTube life with your work life?
That is the constant struggle in my life, is balancing the two. It's really hard. It's really hard to be making movies professionally and then come back and try to work on movies for your own sake, because you know, there's just so many different variables, and especially when you're dealing with clients, they all want specific things and they want re-edits and they want you to do this and then that, and then it's not good enough and then you have to restart, and it takes a lot of mental power just to handle different clients at once. And then you have your creative stuff, like for yourself, my YouTube channel. So I saw a good video the other day on, I think it was Instagram or YouTube, and this guy said, you know, the one thing I try to do every day is just spend an hour working on something that I want to do. So that's a philosophy I'm trying to adopt in my life right now. Just work on it. Just work on what you want to do for at least 1 hour a day. And eventually things are going to get done. Because this is the hardest part with making videos, is the more you leave the edit, the harder it is to edit. You know, like you want to record something, you want to get back home and you want to throw it in your editor of choice and just start doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like what my coach says. When we practice 2 practices a week, he says these 2 practices a these 2 practices a week won't get you better. It's your practices at home, which is like going out even onto the street or even to your basement and just practicing your juggling, which is just basically...
That's it, right, man? Because if you want to be the best, you can't do it twice a week. You gotta be doing it every single day.
Every day.
Every day.
Which is crazy, but it's how you get better.
That's why it's so important to find the thing you love, right? Because if you love doing it, it's easy to do it every day.
And what do you find most rewarding about what you do?
I think the creative process of coming up with an idea and then completing the project is really satisfying. It's really cool to see an idea become reality, and that's really addicting thing to do. So that's usually what I find that's what I usually find so rewarding. It's just being able to come up with an idea with a client and then see their reaction after, you know? It's always really devastating when your client just gives you a mediocre reaction, like, oh, that was cool. But eventually, sometimes you'll get those, wow, that was amazing. And then that really keeps you going.
Just like yesterday and today, I brought my mic in, and I don't know why, but everyone was just like, holy crap, what? You have one of those? I don't know, it's just like this feeling inside me that was just like bright. Just like, I don't know. It was a really nice feeling.
It's fun, right?
Yeah. It's really rewarding to see other people like take interest to what I just have at home, like sitting around.
No, absolutely, man.
Yeah. And why don't you tell us a little bit of what we can expect to see from your videos?
You know, I really want to be a good storyteller. I want to be able to take people through a journey, make them feel some emotions.
Yeah. Definitely.
I've been looking into the difference between themes and plots lately. You know, for example, if you like look at Jurassic Park, you know, like the plot is a bunch of people get stuck on an island full of dinosaurs, but the overarching theme is mankind able to play God by creating these dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
And then you're asking that question to the audience, and then you're utilizing characters to like show both perspectives of that. Like, yes, it's good, but why wouldn't we try to do it? And then it's like, well, maybe mankind isn't responsible enough to do that.
Yeah.
So I've been really dabbling and thinking about that a lot. Taking people through a journey, making them feel emotions, making them feel satisfied, giving them a couple of surprises along the way.
I can totally understand that. Like one of your videos, your engagement video, that was like a really nice one too. Just like seeing you get everything done and then finally ask the question and then to her saying yes, that's just like that's a really beautiful moment. That is amazing that you could pull it off.
Yeah, that was a really fun video to make. You know, like nostalgia is super addicting. So like going through all that old footage and like seeing Tash and I grow through a relationship and then like condensing that all into a little movie, like that's really fun to make.
Yeah, that is absolutely exhilarating. And speaking of the videos, like how are you recording them? Are you recording them off a phone camera, or your phone, or a camera, or like even a drone? Like how do you record them?
The best piece of advice I got about gear is gear doesn't matter. If you want a really beautiful picture, yeah, a better camera is going to help. But the best camera, think about cameras as a tool, you know? You just need the best tool to get the job done. So whatever camera is available and whatever camera is going to make it easier to get that shot. If I need to get something action-packed, a GoPro is going to be helpful. If I need something in the sky, then I get the drone. If I need something really, really good that's going to have like a really big quality, a really high quality picture, then I'm going to go to my main camera, you know? So just like whatever camera is going to make it easier to get that shot, because that shot's going to help me propel the story forward. So that's the only thing that really matters.
Yeah, that's some really good advice. Do you have any like other tips and tricks for making videos for some listeners who want their own YouTube channel?
Well, you said you want to get into film, right?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I've just, ever since, I don't know, watching YouTube and seeing how easy but also how hard it is, I like that challenge. And I feel that it's one thing that really draws to me. And also because a lot of gaming, if I game a lot, I can try to make a career off that by streaming and making YouTube videos of like my favorite games of like Fortnite, Minecraft, Call of Duty, all the big ones.
Yeah, I got to push back on that a little bit because YouTube is very, very challenging.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, and especially when you have so many famous YouTubers.
Yeah.
Right now already, right? And then you put out your video and it gets 50 views, gets 100 views, and then you see these other guys getting millions and millions of views and making millions of dollars. Like that can be really hard on your mental state. So it's not easy. If you want to become a YouTuber, you need to start making as many videos as you can. You need to get those reps in. You know, it's like when you're playing soccer, you know, like you need to just practice saving the ball. You need to see every single kind of shot. There's so many different little...
Practice every day of the week.
Every day of the week, whether that's just like picking up your camera, whether that's, you know, researching different techniques or, you know, if you want to learn a different aspect of filmmaking, you know. But just start making things and make things that you really want to make and make things that you love. Because if you try to copy someone and you don't really like what you're actually doing, it's gonna be really hard to keep going. So find the thing you really love to do and just start practicing it.
Yeah, like as they say, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah. And another question I have for you is how can you prepare for a photo/video shoot? And I bet you'll have a really nice one at your wedding.
The best way to get ready for a video shoot is to prep the night before. Get your camera stuff ready, make sure your batteries are charged, make sure you have all your SD cards. If you have a script, look over the script the night before. Make sure you know what shots you're looking to get, what you're not looking to get. So a lot of prep. Prep is key. You want to wake up in the morning, grab your bags, go to that shoot, and just start getting shots because you know exactly what you need because you just did everything last night. So prep the night before.
Yeah, that's some good advice for that. I like that. And then speaking of weddings, where are you going for yours?
I am going to Italy for my wedding this summer.
Ooh.
We're getting married in a small town south of Rome called Gingano.
Ooh,
so
sounds fancy.
I think it's going to be a little bit fancy. We're staying at this big, beautiful castle with, and there's going to be 44 of our closest friends and family there. It's going to be small, it's going to be intimate, and it's going to be on the other side of the world, which is pretty cool. That
is really cool. And because my cousins, or my cousin, I think, either uncle or cousin, I forget, but they just had theirs in Italy last summer too. It was crazy.
Did you go?
No.
Damn.
I wasn't invited.
Next time.
Well, I'm not sure, but I was supposed to go to Mexico for a wedding. That got canceled.
Damn.
Unfortunately, but it's whatever. I went to a camp for 2 weeks, so kind of the same thing.
It's okay. You're going to get to an age around 25 where all you do is go to weddings and you're going to be like, I'm pretty over this.
Yeah. How did you meet your fiance and how long have you been dating for?
How did I meet Tash? We met in university when I was in second or third year. And then Tash went off to South Korea for a year to teach English.
South Korea?
Yeah.
Damn.
She's international woman of travel. And then when she came back, her roommate at the time was seeing my roommate. And then one night, she just ended up coming over. And then we fell in love.
Ooh, that's a beautiful story.
Yeah.
Here's another question for you. What's a memorable success that you've had?
A memorable success?
Like one of your biggest memorable successes.
I think last year when my friend was fighting at Fight for the Cure, and then he asked me to make him a promo video. I made it with my one of my partners, Eric, who's a really talented filmmaker as well, and we made this for him. And then he posted it, and then the organizer of Fight for the Cure was like, dude, like, you did such a good job on this video. I want you to come make the opening night video for Fight for the Cure.
Wow.
So the video that plays before everyone fights. And I remember sitting next to Tash when it premiered, and there's 1,000 people in the room just like watching the little movie we made. So that was definitely the highlight.
Wow, that is amazing.
Really cool. And that's how I got the documentary deal this year. So Josh and Scotty have definitely changed my life.
That's crazy. Another question is, in your future, what do you see yourself doing, and how will you stay motivated for it?
I think motivation is tricky, because sometimes when you wake up and you're tired and you don't want to do anything, it's hard to get the motivation to keep going. But I just have a vision of where I want to become and what type of movies I want to make. So as long as that's clear in my head, it's just taking one step at a time. You do the next video, you get the next job, you do good work, and if you do great work, people will want to work with you. Yeah,
that's amazing. And I feel that maybe once I grow up and stuff, that I have that same motivation to go.
Yeah, I hope so too. I mean, like, you seem pretty eager. We're making a podcast right now. Record a couple videos that I've seen, a little snowboarding vlog. It's pretty sweet, man. Like, you just gotta keep creating, keep moving, keep putting one step in front of the other. You're gonna take some steps back. It's gonna feel like you're gonna get worse at times, but don't worry. You should have to have that long-term vision. Short-term vision is really defeating sometimes, because you can get beat up in the short term. But if you continue looking forward and you keep that long-term vision in your mind, you will get somewhere.
Yeah, that's also amazing. In this podcast, we have talked about your job and your love life, but one thing we haven't asked is what you like to do for fun and why. To end off in a little fun note.
What do I like to do for fun? I like to ski. Skiing's probably my main fun vice.
Can you do a backflip?
I have done backflips. Can
Really?
I still do a backflip?
Wow.
Probably. Would I be very scared to do it? Yeah. I really like working out. I like hanging out with my friends, my fiance, my family. And then I love just hanging out with my boys, doing random things, whatever that might be. Whatever if it's working out or just grabbing food or just swimming in the pool,
Yeah.
Just socializing, going on adventures with your friends.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the most fun things to do.
Yeah, one thing I would love to do. Just hang out with my friends. But we're all in middle school. We don't have time anymore.
Don't worry, man. You're gonna have tons of time eventually, hopefully.
We got some of your wisdom about your job, videography, and how to be a YouTuber, your plan, and others. Do you have anything to say to the listeners before we go?
Nothing new that I haven't said, but just, figure out what you love to do and practice it as much as you can and just keep pushing forward. Eventually you'll get somewhere. It's going to be hard, but it should be pretty fun along the way as well.
Yeah, nothing's ever easy. If it is, it's not right.
You probably shouldn't be doing it. Probably should find something else to do.
Everything is hard if you really put your heart into it.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining us as we go beyond the mic. Check out Matt's YouTube channel, MattyD Movies, and join us next week as we go beyond the mic with our next guest, Nathan Ingham.
Unreal.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Sam. This is sick.
It was good to have you here.
Peace out.